March 22nd, 9:47 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. And with that I say hello everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney, Pheonix Wright, Justice for All. Well, last time we played, what did we do? It's been a while for me. We went investigating. Oh yeah, I'm starting to remember now. We went investigating. We looked through almost all the areas that we could in the convention. No, what is that? It's like a hall, a big hall, right? It was a weird area. Someone got, like, an actor got killed again, by the opposing actor, who apparently their manager was like fakingly in a relationship, but actually it was that the actor that was killed had a manager that, like, they drove to suicide or something like that, and now the second act, no, the first act is a convoluted mess. I do not know how to say it anymore. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue. We have a courtroom to do. Adrian did it? Well, that's what it looks like. Dude, no way. That woman couldn't do anything like that. In court today, there will be a mountain of evidence that will implicate you. A mountain of evidence? I'm certain there is someone out there trying very hard to pin this whole thing on you, my dude. Please, Mr. Lawyer. Dude, like I said yesterday, I'm refreshing like a spring breeze, alright? I can't let any sort of scandal ruin that. I understand. Well, it's almost time. Oh, it's you. I thought it was Edgewolf. Oh, Mia. We must get a complete acquittal today. I know, but I can't focus on Maya's situation right now. Or Pearl's either. No matter what, I have to focus on winning this case by the end of the day. Indeed. Now, let's get going. What beeping? It's him. This is right. Good morning. This is it, Mr. Attorney. The day of the trial. Maya, she's unharmed, right? Well, when I checked on her earlier this morning, she seemed a bit, how shall I say, tired. What? Don't worry, people don't die that easily. Besides, what you really should be focusing on is winning today's trial. For my sake, as well as yours, you must win today's trial. Which is why I sent you a little present this morning. A present? What in the world would you want to give me? You'll figure it out. Once the trial starts, and even if you don't like my gift, I expect you to graciously accept it and win the day's contest, if you please. Wait! Who are you? The kidnapper sent me a present? Mr. Lawyer, dude. Who was that? No one. It had nothing to do with you, so forget you heard anything. Dude, did you know just get longer? Perchance. March 22, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for a trial of Matt and Guard. Are the prosecution and defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Huh. I say, Mr. Wright, what happened to Miss Von Karma? I don't know, Your Honor. Why are you getting mad at me? Your Honor, please be quiet. Bailiff, court is in session. If you must tell me something, please keep it brief. Now then, what is it? Prosecutor Von Karma has... This morning, Miss Von Karma was shot by an unknown gunman. What? What? It's a shot? What happened? Somehow, I think this is the present that the man was talking about. His present. Miss Von Karma is one of the top prosecutors in the country at the moment. If she were to disappear, it would be to your advantage. This is totally insane. Miss Von Karma, is she alright? I don't have that answer. She's alive and in stable condition. Well, that's good. Whew. Wait, you're... I thought he would show up. Your Honor, due to the own circumstances, Miss Francisca Von Karma cannot appear in court today. I, Miles Edgewolf, will be taking her place. The prosecution is ready, naturally. Okay. Miss Von Karman was shot in her right shoulder and is currently undergoing surgery. Isn't that also kind of where Manfred Von Karman got shot? Right? Or am I like... I know it was like on the right... I think on the right side of his like arm, right? Luckily, I have looked over this case over and I'm familiar with the details. The prosecution seeks to prove the guilt of Matt Ungard. Well, the court acknowledges the prosecution. Right. I finally found the answer I was struggling for on my long journey this past year. By the time this case comes to an end, you too will know the answer. Now then, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Please bring Detective Gumshoe to the witness stand. Gumshoe, my boy! Witness, your name and occupation. My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm a detective down at the precinct, for now. For now? After this trial's over, I'm supposed to turn in my bed, sir. Detective Gumshoe. The prosecution has no need for the pressed witness. Lift your head up and face forward like a proud officer, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Now, let's have your testimony. If you want to explore the various facets of this case, we must start with that. Get ready, Pheonix. There's going to be one rough fight. Yeah, it would have to be with Wedgewolf as my opponent. The answer I was struggling for. Interesting. Show me this answer you found, Edgewolf. Witness testimony, the bare facts of the case. The murder happened right after the Hero of Heroes Award ceremony, sir. The victim, John Corrida, was found dead in his hotel room. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. At first, we thought there was something suspicious about this empty guitar case. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. No. Okay. But where is the guitar then? If it had nothing to do with the murder, where is the guitar? After the award ceremony ended, the victim was alone in his room? Oh, yes, sir. Both the victim and the defendant went alone to their rooms, sir. Okay, I see. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Thank you. Well, I was gonna do like a pun, but like... Albert open? No, that makes no sense. My brain too slow for that kind of thing. But the bare facts of the case. Let's go, Gumshoe. The murder happened after the Hero of Heroes ceremony. Would you please give us a brief timeline of what happened after the ceremony? Oh, okay, pal. The ceremony started at 6 p.m., you know? It ended around 8 p.m., and then there was a short break. A special post-ceremony show was supposed to start in the lobby 30 minutes later. And that's when the victim's body was found, correct? Which is to say that the murder occurred during that 30-minute break period. Please continue your testimony, detective. Also, let me go ahead and already, like, putting a save state down. Oh. Kind of a save state, right? I would call this like a save state. It's a save file. And as you can see, it's like 9 days later. So yeah, it took me a while to get back into it. Was found dead in the hotel room. Okay, the person who discovered the victim's body was Adrian Andrews, correctly? Yes. Who is this Adrian Andrews you're talking about? Oh, she's the defendant, Matt Ungard's manager. She's a really pretty lady, sir. Ah, so she's a pretty lady. I wonder if she will grace us with her presence. When the post-ceremony show was about to start, she went to get Matt Ungard. After visiting his room, she went right to the victim's room to get him for the show as well, sir. I see. And that's when she found the victim's body. After looking into the cause of death, we believe he was definitely murdered, sir. The cause of death? Wasn't that because Mr. Corrida was stabbed in the chest? Well, only a careless amateur would believe something so brainless as that, pal. Take a good hard look at the crime photo. Now a real pro's attention will be drawn here. To this... Oh, I thought I read banana for a second. The bandana? Oh, banana. I see me and Zaji very, like, mentally linked. I got a telepathic communication going. His banana, sir. That's a thing wrapped around his neck, sir. Oh, yes. I see. His banana-scented bandana. Well then, what about the knife? Well, it seems to have been stuck in the victim's chest on purpose after his death. We have a crafty murder on our hands here. Strangled with a scarf, then stabbed with a knife. Oh, okay. Interesting. I thought there was something suspicious about the empty guitar. Also, what do I even have currently? We have the nickel. We have press conference ticket. We have the radio transmitter. The killer. The name is stupid. Lotus camera. The magazine clippings. Miss AA. Okay, yeah. Map. Yeah, the map of the hall. Oh, it was a hotel. Okay. I thought it was like a conventional, like a, you know, there's like huge, like buildings, like where conventions are often set up, right? I don't know if they're like called a convention building or like a room or something, but I thought it was kind of that, right? Right, that kind of area of like a building. Then we have the guitar case. There's some water, but only at the top of the lid. And then the wine glass. Not been touched. Photo of John Corrida's murder. Okay. Suicide report. Another suicide report. And then the autopsy report. Okay. Finally, we got that one. Oh well, let's go ahead and hold it here. And why did you think that? Oh, because it was empty, pal. The jamming ninja doesn't go anywhere without his bright red guitar. We couldn't find it anywhere in the scene of the crime. Oh, then how about this theory? A fan really wanted the guitar. How did the crime to get it? Or did the crime to get it? How's that? We thought of that too, but... The only fingerprints on the guitar case were the victims. Only the victims, huh? I see. So much for my theory then. But only the... Oh yeah. Bears Corrida's fingerprints. Thank you for also giving me that on my report, my evidence list. However, we later found out that the guitar case had nothing to do with the murder. What convinced you that it had nothing to do with the case? Well, the guitar wasn't at the Gatewater Hotel that night. Well, then where was it? The bright red guitar was eventually found at the TV studio. The victim, John Corrida, had apparently only taken the case with him, sir. So you mean they forgot to put the case inside the case? My brain is not in there today. What happened? Yes, sir. Even when he was out on stage for the ceremony, he didn't have his guitar. So that guitar case was empty even before he got to the hotel, huh? Yeah, that's right. So it had nothing to do with the case after all. I believe there is enough. First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Well, then after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife. Which brings me to my next point. Why then did the police arrest Matt Angard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him. Here it comes. Looks like Ed was back on full swing. Very well then, Detective Gumshoe, please testify about this matter. Yes, sir. So it was only like I had to like get all the evidence out of the way. Matt Angard and John Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They were thought that the other guy was in their way. That's motive enough in my book. While as for evidence, there is a jamming ninja's button. Was ripped off the ninja costume and was found in Mr. Angard's hakama. The defender's fingerprints were also all over the finger. Is that a golden knife? The defender bought a knife for a crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. Oh. I don't think the on guard has like brain enough to do something like that. So the defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbings. It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came up pretty neatly, clearly, sir. Gatewater is engraved. Oh, yeah, the Gatewater Hotel has, like, gold everything. And there's this button. That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And this button also covered in blood. Yes. And we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir. What? Jamming Ninja's button added to the courtroom. Huh. That's why she stabbed him. To get the blood on it. All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it? Yes, it most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet? Right. I'll find a hole in your argument somehow. You can press as hard as you like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions. How I missed this. Being talked down to by Edgewolf. Okay, also I gotta do something really quickly. I think my... Oh no, nothing happened, okay. Because I have my Digimon on the side, just waiting for like farm stuff to happen. Madam Guard and John, oh yeah, blah blah blah. But in terms of popularity, Mr. On Guard won, did he not? Well, yeah, but you know what's ironic, pal? John Corridor was always one step behind Mr. On Guard and everything. This year it seems like it would finally caught up, ready for a big final showdown. But Mr. Corridor lost the Grand Prix in the end. Well, that is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. They each thought the other one was in their way. Wait just a second here. Mr. On Guard was beating Mr. Corridor in the popularity polls. Well, yeah, I guess, but... Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means they had no motive to kill at all. Well, it's funny to see Mia still, like, in Pearl's body like that. It's like, Mia, you know you can transform back into Pearl for a little bit, right? I quite agree. Well, detective, it's not, well, I guess if you put it that way, and yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. Detective, I'm beginning to see why you were fired. Oh, no, not you do, sir, that's... I look forward to your pension negotiations. No! Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony. No, my poor pension too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, we can talk about my pension later, sir. What about what I was saying? Hello? Anyone? Am I even here now? For evidence, it is the jamming ninja button. Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim? What do you mean, pal? Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking you if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off the jamming ninja's costume. But can't you tell just by looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it. Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterwards. Miss Edwards, help me, sir. I knew that. That would be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in. Threaded. The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped where the button was torn off. If you match the ends of the thread on the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. That's a perfect match, pal. That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat. It was ripped off the ninja's costume and was found in Mr. Engard's Hakama. Where was this button found? Well, pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida, and then we did a search on them all, and that's when we found the button. So it was almost immediately after the murder. The police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people. Hey, what's he trying to say about me here? They didn't allow me in. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. How were the fingerprints arranged on the knife? What do you mean, pal? By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, they hold it normally, overhang. Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that. I can't believe the bumbling of this department. Hopeless. Were you paying attention to this testimony? Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder. So the defendant, the owner of this... So is the defendant the owner of this knife then? Defendant brought the knife to the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. But it's a Gatewater knife. There is no way that this was a premeditated murder, even if he brought the knife. Trilogy isn't a pocket knife. It doesn't fall, so it's not great for walking around with either. Well, this is not good. The prosecution can prove it was a premeditated murder. We're done for. Pheonix, something very interesting about what the detective just said just now. Think carefully before it's too late. Be careful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing. They're still in a world of trouble. Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. So let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be, okay, Pheonix? Is it like the one I said? That it's like a Gatewater knife and not a, like... I bought this knife over from my home, you know? It is. Wait a second. What? So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand? Yeah, that's right, pal. The defendant did not buy this knife. Huh? Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Huh? It has a Gatewater seal set into this handle. Gatewater? I think I've heard that name before. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel. Huh. Oh. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means that this murder was not premeditated. Oh yes, that is very true. That is a very big... Oh, what is it, Mr. Edwolf? I'm sorry, but the defendant is simply too careless. What? I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined. How so? I admit this knife is hotel property. There is no one currently in the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this. But I didn't know. The question is, where did this knife come from? Oh, why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Corrida's room. Sorry, Your Honor, but that is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. With that being the case, I would like to draw the court's attention to what is on top of the table. It's another set of knives. Oh, there's a knife and a fork on the table. Oh, so then, where did this knife come from? If it pleases the court, I would like to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard. Especially what was on top of his table. There is something missing, perhaps. Is it a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that what was missing was Matt on guard's knife. Matt on guard had gone to the victim's room with a knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven that this was a premeditated murder. Amazing, Mr. Edward. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction. I think Mr. Edward has had this plan from the very beginning. That must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. That is quite a sizable amount of evidence here. I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of your Honor's time, although I wouldn't mind it if defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court. Evidence not yet shown? It means that evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence. What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Oh, well, Pheonix just is favoring the prosecution right now. If you answer with something wrong here, the gavel of his will be ringing out the sound of our defeat. Do you have something important and necessary to present to the court, Mr. Wright? I was like looking. Hey, there's a chainmail. How is the knife doing bleeding damage? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things that we've not talked about yet. Right. Do I? Do I not? I have no idea. I don't think so. Should be another trap. Better I don't say anything than risk throwing out a bad piece of evidence. Looks at the defense isn't saying a peep on this one, which means the court is adjourned. Pheonix, we will lose this case if we give up here. See, I better should have. Okay, okay. There is one. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright? I'll say this one more time. I will not. Do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I'm giving you one chance and only one. What the judge is saying is right. Don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's all over for us. You may not present. Okay. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? What? What could it be? I have no idea. This is bad. Is it? No. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but this time your bluffing steered you wrong. I see nothing strange about this. Wait! I am a man of my word, Mr. Wright. That's enough. This court has no reason to proceed. Nor is there any need for any more time to decide the case against the defendant. The case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation. The court finds the defendant on guard. Guilty. The cousin will surrender to the court immediately. They'll be held pending trial at the higher court within a month from today's date. That is all. The court is adjourned. Oh man, chill. That's so not chill. Don't say my content. Son of a gun. What is it? No, it's not that. Okay, well, I'm gonna be loading a lot. Also, how did it end up in it? How did it end up in his Hakama? Hakama is like pants, right? Like, how is the someone's like upper button landing in your pants? Like, I'm not gonna king shame them. It's not this. It's not the thingy. No, it's also not that. Ha 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 ha. It's like, this is the case. And like, what is that? It's like I'm getting blackmailed. Is it like the wine glass? This is a wine glass, is it not? Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene of the mess is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. They were all things that were at one point sitting on the top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else in that wine glass, or is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Oh. Well, what do you all have to say? Oh, well, yes. It is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy-eyed dog of yours. Mr. Edgeworth? What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion. You don't need my opinion, because there is no special meaning to that glass. What? It is safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place, by the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking. That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? No, there's no way to, like... Oh, we don't know that. Is that it has the wine glass on it as well? Puppy weird gear, his rival is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. They might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. The defendant would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. We've turned the situation inside as usual. Miss Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. What? You're not thinking hard enough today, Wright. Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then... Of course it has been thoroughly inspected. For fingerprints. Fingerprints? There was only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Oh, only one? And who was they? They were not the victims nor the defendants. Rather, they were one of Adrian Andrews. What? That is very peculiar. Wine glass updated in the class court record. That is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? Can't believe I fell into another trap. No, I think he fell into my trap now. Because he just now, like, said that this belongs to Andrew. But, like, where did you get that? A filled glass of tomato juice, if not from this. There is literally a tomato, like, perfectly aligned with us, that tomato. I see it, the tomato glass. Perfectly aligned to us. I was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. Upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down at the dresser. What you said just now makes a lot of sense. Now do you see, right? You can change any part of my scenario as if it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor, and from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, that cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Edgeworth thinking? Ah, not you! Well then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness your name and occupation, please. Gotcha. Gotcha. I wonder what happened to that calm composure you had earlier. Oh, edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with that testimony, but who knew that under that helmet it was the Wicked Witch of the Witness Stand? Oh, I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything, even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. Miss Witness, a terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Oh. Shush, I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgy right now. I don't interrupt us, Gramps. Oh, yes, ma'am. No, please, by all means, do interrupt her, please. Anyway, to witness your testimony, please. It is true what they say, that youths are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, where should I start with? The witness was on security detail on the hotel on the night of the murder. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Joanne. I was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Oh look, everyone is crazy about that on guard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I'm not interested in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Joan Corrida. They're both the same age, even if one looks a bit older. But we're the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well, please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. I'll leave it to me, Edgy Poo. What you witnessed? Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. And that's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Joanne's room. It was Engard, that guy, Matt Engard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Joanne's room. So Mr. Engard came out of the victim's room? I see, it has to be him. He is the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Thank you. I shall do that. Let's see what you've got in store then, old bag. Anyway, after the ceremony went on its place. Miss Oldbag, what were your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for the trifling show, but I refused to help. I'll have you know, it was for that lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails. Maybe it was a good thing that showed. Go on. Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me, so I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. That's when you went to hang around the victim's door? There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Something you were interested in? What was that? It's not some little thing I can just go on around telling everyone, you know? It was top secret between me and Joanne. Oh, and Edgy Poo, of course. Miss Edgeworth. Miss Edgeworth, what is this thing you was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. Looks like we shouldn't force it right now. And did you witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye on it the whole time. Oh, now when you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Corrida's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. Yes, so that would explain why your age was not included in the report. It isn't? Holy moly. Well then, the witness then saw someone, correct? Yes, that's when that someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Chuan's room. How did you know it was a man? When the wall was that? I'm not allowed to say. That sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room, He was. Yeah, yes, he was. Oh, I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud. Oh, what I wouldn't have. What I don't give to have first discuss with right about now. Not I guess I can tell you since I was such a bad boy anyway. It was on guard. Mad on guard. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yes, sir. Really? Annoying Brad, when I say I saw someone, then I saw that someone. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe I have to avoid a repeat of last year. Should dive into this a bit further. What was he wearing? Please add the quote about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you really are. As if something like that mattered. But it does. It did also last time. Oh no, what was it? Yes, it was that thing. Oh, what thing? That god thing is always wearing that racing jacket. I was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right. Tell me, Mr. Wright. Why do you say the money is now important or relevant in any way? Wait a second. Was it important? I thought I was gonna be wearing that or something like that. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important? Don't you see it, Edwolf? No. Your Honor, I request that the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. Oh, I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please. Oh well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must... I was wearing this flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. It wasn't wearing the Hakama! Miss Oldbag. What? That's my name for no reason. Miss Wendy Oldbag. Do you know what this is? It's a button number 2 of the Jamming Ninja's costume. How do you know that I'm... Now I know she's in the best fashion. She's identified it with a single glance. Give it here, give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. Wow, she really is a die-hard fan for one button covered in blood. But its body was discovered on Mr. Unguard's body during a full-body search. See? This bottom proves beyond a doubt, shadow of a doubt that there was that rascal on guard. It was caught up in the pleats of his Nickel Samurai Hakama plans. See? That Unguard is the Nickel Samurai. Witness, now it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Matt on guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Ah, I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest dress, then maybe I would... Oh no, not again. I've got a tape recorder. Sucker, it's heavy! Oh... Okay, oh gosh. He was demolishing that Pheonix, holy. Now hold your thoughts still for a second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Unguard, the man? But Mr. Unguard and Nickel Samurai? But when you think about it... Wait, what? They're really one and the same anyway. Miss Olbeck, there is a very important point we're talking about. Edgy Poo, do you think so too? Now we're rhyming as well. Well, it might be worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Alright, if you insist. That should be the one sighing, not you. Who I saw? Oh well, these eyes are to be like the hog. On guard, on guard. Ah, yes, now I remember. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to the post-ceremony stage right after the crime, you know. Sam must have worn the Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing. Poor Juan. I knew it. I knew he'd say it was inside the costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside the costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. It happened. Last year. Ah, young ones today. I told you there's no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and that is what I say is the truth. At least it's just as delightful a witness as you was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. Also, the way that it's going, like, we're not getting that acquittal. On God, on God. Now I remember. Would you please get on with your testimony? What's your language, young man? What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. What? A striking figure by the sea, standing along the sea. He is the Nickel Samurai. She's actually singing. Someone please help my poor ears. Miss Edwards, please, can you please do something about this racket? Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick to just the facts. Okay, you promise, right? Right, I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date. Remind me to send your thank you loan. Oh, send your thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum. I love the dialogue so often. Be a little bit more careful with your testimony. Not a long time ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not. Not too long ago. Now let me ask you this, sweetie boy. When you were ETBT, what was your grand dream? Huh? What did you say you wanted to be when you grew up, whippersnapper? My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be a judge Wagner, hero of the public court. So what? See? And look at where you are now. You're not the Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier, who puts any weight into things like that? The now is everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. Since when did court become theatrics over testimonies? Since the start of the game, mate. Since the start of the game. All that matters is the man was inside the costume, isn't that enough? Well, I got an achievement for that. That's funny. Okay, nice. I didn't remember that there was a thing like that I needed to get. But why would I be? Well, that way no one can see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage to him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more. You're such an annoying child, you know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you always do? Is that what you're always doing to me? Well, elders don't have the foresight of thinking of standing in someone else's shoes so often than not. I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. He did have to go to that post-ceremony stage, you know. Was anyone else scheduling to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage for in a friendly gesture thing. And that included the jamming ninja. Of course it included him. That's why when the guard came out of dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought. I see. Well, anyway. So he must have worn the Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. I think I need to, like, present the fact that, like, he got strangled. Wait. Did you see the knife? Oh, I might have hidden it. Never mind. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai? As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Can I throw in the towel yet? No, wait. You do not need to think too hard on this one. There's a contradiction in the testimony and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. I have no idea. Again, I'm out of ideas on what to do. Where even is the costume? I don't even know. Is it this thing? No. Yeah, it contradicts. It does? I don't see it. Okay, never mind. You're getting accused. Okay. I was thinking it was a knife. Why didn't I go with my gut? Like, I was even like thinking all the time, is it the knife? Is it the knife? Is it the knife? Please take a look at this. Yeah, so it's a knife, a big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No, that's not my intention. Well, that's a knife that was used in the murder, right? I guess you could say that. Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case? Well, you don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it, right? Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving in? If Mr. Angard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for him. His fingerprints have been left on this knife. Actually, it would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right! The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? He does. I didn't even notice. He probably took his gloves before he began to stab. Who would do that? And why would he do something like that? To leave his print on the murder weapon? There is no way you would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. And then let's hear your possibility. It is very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. And at that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage. That is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still took place. It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim. Oh yes, I've heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Edgeworth's testimony? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? There's a contradiction. His knife contradicts something in the earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Angard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the room without intent. The knife would be missing. This knife, it was used by Mr. Angard at dinner. Oh yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought his knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Corrida. I suppose. However, you said it yourself. At the time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. What does that mean? And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should have been glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints wouldn't be here all over like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. The knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order, I say, order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame Mr. On guard. To hide the murder method? What? It's to frame my client, Mr. On guard, of course. To frame? Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one? Not as hard as you always do it. But we just established that the witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on the knife. Ugh. Witness! It looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, had you, Pooh? Witness, did you or did you not see the nickel samurai? Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Angar with the nickel samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors before, well, I wasn't waiting around for the nickel samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the nickel samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting for then? Huh, that's top secret to anyone outside of security. I fear you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida. Am I correct, witness? Ha ha, the way you think. You're a sad amateur with a terrible case for nearsightedness. Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? The old bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room, but it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida. Maybe Pheonix? Maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person. If it's who I think Maya is hinting at, it's certainly possible. You were waiting for this person to come out, weren't you? Celestine Pax, the dead manager. Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. On Guard's manager. But why would a defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Oh, I see. Oh, well, interesting. It just seems to be really into the article. It can be called such a thing. Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's Adrian Andrews? Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Huh, looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away the whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then. Oh, witness? What in the world are you? What out, Pheonix? I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I've got information, some secret, high-top information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. And secret, of course. But what for? Oh, just for myself. Personal reason and all that. Well, Mr. Edwards, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this, but however, I simply cannot let this point slide. I see. Very well, then, Mr. Witness, please testify about this secret information. Well, get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you, young'uns. Ra-ta-ta-ta. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really. It's not like we're 10 years old. This is a long one. Secret information. That on God is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. And to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks. I took action. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? No one else but you and me know yet, okay? The defendant sent his manager? What a disgraceful topic for this court. What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? Never heard that one before. Miss Edwards, what about this Adrian Andrews person? We have looked into the matter and found that the truth the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip. But should this be true, then it proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. That means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Once and for all, again. Well then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine. Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right! On God is nothing but your average foul-mouthed youth. Well, as the old saying goes, you gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Loads of references. That a god is an evil man. Let's see, let's see. What about him, Mr. Evil, eh? You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander. But it's true that the woman was getting intimate with my poor Juan. Look, it says right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA. But the name of the gossip this came from is Gossip Land. What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? What do you know? I suppose next you'll tell me that the truth is 100%. That the news is 100% truth. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that? Anyway, Mr. Angard will never get me to say touché. Technically, he did just now. He thought I could ruin my Juan scandal. What do you mean by that? Oh, you're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are you there teaching kids in mid school these days? No, I wasn't asking what the ward scandal meant. Even I know that much. Well, then Garment thought I could own a monopoly on popularity. Well, I don't think that can exist. So to do that, he sent his own manager getting closer to one. You don't have any proof that Miss Angard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. Now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything, but boy do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Angard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? I don't have anything. I don't have anything to offer. See, just as I thought, you were lecturing me without proof. Me and my big mouth. That's the way the cookie crumbles, my boy. I cannot condone such dirty tricks. I took action. What do you mean by you took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait for a crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of John's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you young'uns need. You're going to teach her a good lesson? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this. No, stop! I say, well, it was too bad that the woman didn't come through the door that night. Oh, and this is top secret, you got that? No one else but you and me know it yet, right? Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. That's true, then how do you know this secret information, huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole in my brain, you'll never find out. How did that old bag get such a secret piece of information? I can present evidence on this one. So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbags? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that, witness. I had to say, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it? The investigative photographer, Lotta Hard. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On a piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrew. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Well, then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless. Aha, no, that's it. That's the note. No, you see, there's something completely different. This is my secret list of groceries to buy. Then you are not the one who took Miss Hart's note? And I'm a huge fan of Joanne, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She was walking with that evil on guard, she said so herself. On guard, I'm his sidekick. And she was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. So you didn't take a note. You believe me, don't you? I was only trying to help out that like an angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before. You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just once. She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No! I'll let up on her now. She'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is that correct? I stole? Don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat. I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying. Damn it. And I can prove it. How are you putting your credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag. Let me save. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. No. The guitar? No. Can't be. You also stole her camera. Miss Oldbag, that note was with the camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something about, like, my sweetie's $1,600 camera disappeared on me. Wait. Witness! What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera, too. Looks like you may have found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera you're looking for? Ah, that is indeed. What? Even though I look like I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people. Well, I think your definition of borrow is a little off. I saw the woman's business card, and when I noticed it said Slimeback Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire, and now then when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. Is it my business to know these things? Oh, bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. Well, Miss Edgeworth, what do we have? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case. Please present it to the court. Oh, gosh. This is the Nickel Samurai. See, I told you, that's the guy I saw. I proved that the witness was not lying about this matter. Lotta's photo has been added to the court record. Well, what does it all mean, Miss Edgeworth? This photo itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Miss Ungar clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. Well, if that's the case, then this Nickel Samurai is the defendant. How did it come to this? Well, I think this brings us to the very end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Our final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Can I get an acquittal? Please? My friend's life is on stake here. Do you agree that this evidence is decisive evidence against your client? So really decided then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. Can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. The photo that Lotta took, there is... there is something strange with it. What? I said there is something. I've done nothing to alter this picture either, in case you're wondering, right? I see. Did I say there is nothing strange with it? I wanted to say there is something strange with it. Because like the pans are too large. Oh, I was reading something and then I picked the one above it. There is something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Sir Edgeworth? I think we can all agree that there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster. Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one last time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you could only need one chance, correctly? Well, I have to find something wrong with this video. I can't let this photo go. But where the heck did they take this from? Anyway, well, that's all out of focus. Why can't you take a good shot, even, especially when it counts? Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange? Depends. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. What are you pointing at? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And? What does that mean? The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard. What is the meaning of this? I feel like I've seen this exact thing like a year ago or something. There's a lot of like similarities coming up again. I wonder if you care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Well, let's take a look at the Necro Samurai's poster that I have for absolutely no reason at all. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up for just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself again. It's curious. What is? Ledger is unusually calm today. That's true. He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride. Along for the ride? What do you mean by that? I can only guess that perhaps it doesn't feel under attack at all. It doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all. Or he's letting us be, which could be very nice. Because he loves us. Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If this person in the photo is not on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not on guard. In that case, then who is this photo of? It's from Juan. I'm joking. It could be. Where's the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Pheonix. It's very simple. What you should be focusing on is Edward's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is this person in this photograph? Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, that is none other than this woman. And why I would say that it must be Miss Andrews, while in the wall points you to her. For starters, she's short. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. And finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon! Why don't you just say what it is that you want, Mr. Wright? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indicate Miss Andrews in the murder of Joan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order! This trial has hit a more unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. This court is ensuing a sub poema from Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? No! But we're still in part 1! If I can't get the verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? This is about to adjust the cord. Adjourn the cord? Adjourn the cord. Now then! You gotta stop him there. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. Well, I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews. I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edward? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But my dinner! We cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Oh. Unexpected development? I think you underestimated me, Your Honor. Oh, what do you mean by that? That Miss Pheonix Wright would slave his way to subponing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What? What is the meaning of your statement, Miss Edwolf? Miss Andrews and Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution lobby. She is the next witness. Oh, everything was planned out in advance by this man. Somehow I knew that there was no way Edward would overlook Miss Andrew. Looks like this battle is far from over. Exactly. Very well then, we will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. I'll go make myself a sandwich. Please prepare your witness in that time, Miss Edwolf. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Thank you everyone for coming. And that's gonna be also today, everything for today's episode. Whew, that's a long one. And I even had like a break in the middle. This one. Right. Well, I don't see when I started anymore, but like it's been like an hour or almost 2 hours, I think. But anyway, like I said, that's gonna be it then for today. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, I hope to see you next time. Bye.